So, Richo, great to see you as always. This morning, as was reported here on Sky News, Albo was being booed at some presentation or somewhere other he was. Albo's on the nose. He's not going to win the next election, Richo. There's no way.
Well, I think we should have a side bet on that because he will win.
Every bet I've had with you, I've won on who's going to win. I predicted that Scott Morrison would win the election. I predicted all three Donald Trump victories. Oh, that's right. One of them was wrong. But anyway, you and I both know that he probably actually did win. But anyway, let's have a look at the video of Albo being booed.
Mate, you are not a good conspiracy theorist, really.
Have a look at Albo being booed.
Albo, go home. We don't want you in farms. You don't want them off your property. Get out of here.
Importance of the steel industry for this electorate. Stephen Jones has been an extraordinary member.
Now, in all seriousness, Richo, it's not a great look. Albo hasn't had a great first term, if he's probably only a term.
Except you've got the headline wrong. Heckled by angry locals. What you should have is heckled by angry local. Take away the S, mate. There was just one lousy protester.
Yeah, but that's all it takes. We're going to be a slim election, isn't it? Tell me, what can Albo do to try and rescue this election for the left? Because I don't think he can do it. I don't think there's anything in the tank. I think it's all Peter Dutton's to win. And to lose, for that matter. But what can Albo offer the electorate? He's tried everything. They ain't buying it. You know that.
I don't think it's a matter of promises and seeing who can, there's 1 million there, well, I'll give you 2. I don't think it's that sort of election. I think people are looking at character. And when you look at character, I think Albo passes the test, any test.
Well, I would say he hasn't passed the test on anti-Semitism, and I would say, looking at your heckler there this morning, he hasn't passed the test on climate because, and energy costs, for example, which he promised it would be $275 cut. He promised that 1,000 times in the run-up to the election. In fact, we've seen energy costs going up, which is why our lone heckler there was so upset because of windmills, etc., etc. But I think you say he's passed the character test. I would argue what aspect of his character is there for the people to appeal to vote for? I don't see it. What aspect of his character?
Well, I think Albo's character really is not in question. I think Albo, he's about everything you really need in a prime minister. I think this bloke's cut the mustard and cut it pretty well.
Okay, well, no specifics there, Richo, but that's fair enough. Listen, I want to ask you about the ABC. This is something that I've been saying for a long time, why isn't the ABC just stuck onto a subscription model so people who want it can pay for it? We now learn that the ABC costs more than Netflix, and 40% of Australians never even use it. So the ABC actually costs each Australian household more than the price of a Netflix subscription, but 4 in 10 Australians never watch it, never listen to it, never read anything it does. I mean, this is an insane waste of money, isn't it?
Well, you can argue that, but I also think when it comes to the bush, there's an awful lot of people out there who need.
I agree with that, and no question there, but that's the bush. We're talking about a tiny, small amount, but I agree with you about the bush. But the inner cities, why on earth aren't we having subscription to the ABC in inner cities?
I wish I could answer that, but I'm not even going to try. But I repeat, in the bush, you've got to have it. So it's an essential service.
Okay, I agree with you on that. We'll agree on that, but I think it should be subscription definitely in the elsewhere. And that brings us on to Doge. What we're seeing, Richo, in America is the ripping off of the scab of all that spending that governments, that trough of money, they've all got the politicians have got their snouts in there, all sorts of dodgy, dubious things. Is the same, you've been in government, you've been close to the bureaucracies. Is it as bad in Australia?
No, it's not.
How do we know?
Well, I can only go from personal observation, and I'd say it's not. Look, we have a terrific public service here. I worked with many public servants. I admired some of them tremendously. They serve Australia. They serve it, you can't say selflessly because they get paid, but gee, a lot of them would earn a lot more money in private industry if they left.
Well, maybe, but they earn a lot more money than private industry. I think you'd find that they wouldn't earn much more. Hard to beat a public servant's salary. The senior heads of our bureaucracies are all in the $1 million salaries and so on. I think Doge here would find an awful lot, and I think Jacinta Price will be doing that in the next government. Graham Richardson, great to chat to you as always. Thanks, Richo.
Good on you. Thanks, mate.
Thanks.